Unlike many other famous investors, Mark Cuban is not exactly an open book when it comes to his investments outside of ABC's Shark Tank. The billionaire investor has a fairly diverse portfolio, which includes numerous smaller companies from different sectors, some of which appeared on Shark Tank. However, we will only name a few of them, while taking a closer look at some of the bigger investments Mark Cuban has made. As most people know, since he never leaves out an opportunity to bring it up, Mark Cuban is the majority owner in the NBA franchise, the Dallas Mavericks. What most people don't know, however, is that he actually bought a majority stake in the team for the low price of $285 million from H. Ross Perot Jr. This might sound like a lot to just about anyone, but it was actually a pretty good deal, and Cuban saw this as an opportunity to start a new project and realize one of his dreams. When he bought the team in 2000, they were one of the worst teams in the NBA, but Cuban shook things up. He changed a lot of the practices of the team as well as the management and became very involved in the whole operation, boosting motivation and support from the community, for instance. It took some time, but his hard work and involvement eventually paid off when the Mavericks won the NBA title in 2011 and are now worth around $2.45 billion according to Forbes magazine.
The series.
Mariano Rivera blows it out in the fourth quarter.
Mark Cuban is by far the wealthiest of the sharks that regularly appear on Shark Tank with an estimated net worth of $4.4 billion. In fact, Virgin Records founder Richard Branson, who made a couple of guest appearances during season 9 of the show, was the only investor with more money than Cuban to ever appear on the show, at $5.1 billion. According to global ultra-high net worth intelligence and data company WealthX, Cuban has nearly half of his net worth in cash and other liquid securities as of 2017, while an additional 30% is the value of the Dallas Mavericks, numbers that have likely changed a little considering that both Cuban's as well as the NBA team's net worth have continued to grow since. Surprisingly, the investments in private companies that Cuban owned as of 2017 came to a total of just over 10% of his fortune, while his 2 jets, the yacht, his home, and 7 additional properties made up the rest, as the New York Times reported. In May 2007, Jason Calacanis launched Mahalo.com, a web directory or human search engine, an internet-based question and answer site. One of the website's lead investors was Elon Musk, while Mark Cuban also put up a certain amount of money. Initially, it looked like the site was received quite well, with traffic having increased from roughly 10,000 visitors a month in July 2007 to 2 million visitors a month in January 2008. However, on March 1, 2011, Calacanis and company president Jason Rapp announced that the recent changes in the Google search algorithm had significantly reduced traffic, resulting in the need to lay off about 10% of Mahalo employees. According to software firm Systrix, Mahalo's Google-generated search traffic declined by over 75% after these changes were made. Mahalo.com eventually had to give up, but Calacanis relaunched the company as a new app called Inside, which highlights and summarizes news stories. Additionally, Inside.com focuses on growing relationships using curated email newsletters to grab your attention. Investors like Elon Musk and Mark Cuban, as well as venture capital firm Sequoia, had put a total of $20 million into Mahalo Inside by 2016, and in 2018, Inside saw $1.1 million in revenue, reached 750,000 active subscriptions, and circled a 40% open rate. While most people know Mark Cuban from appearing on Shark Tank, he has made other appearances on camera as well. Apart from making a cameo in a music video by rapper Lil Dicky, he has also starred as the President of the United States in action-adventure movie Sharknado 3. Additionally, he unsuccessfully auditioned for the role of Dustin Davis in the 1996 smash hit Twister. And while the role went to Philip Seymour Hoffman, Cuban went on to develop the company Broadcast.com, which eventually made him a billionaire. His interest in the television and film industry never went away, which is why Mark Cuban is also the proud owner of production companies 2929 Entertainment and Magnolia Pictures. These 2 companies have given the green light to some very popular movies, including Akeelah and the Bee, Good Night and Good Luck, and Enron, The Smartest Guys in the Room, among others. 2929 Entertainment was also responsible for the updated version of the television show Star Search, for instance, which was broadcast on CBS from 2003 to 2004. Apart from owning those production companies, Cuban also purchased the film Landmark Theaters, a chain of 58 art house movie theaters on September 24, 2003. It's the United States' largest theater chain dedicated to exhibiting and marketing independent and foreign films. Landmark showcases a variety of programming ranging from independent and foreign films to 3D movies and mainstream films. In 2006, for example, it brought the introduction of vertical integration with the release of Bubble by Steven Soderbergh. The film played day and date as it was simultaneously released in Landmark Theaters, broadcast on HDNet Movies, and sold on DVD. And since Mark Cuban is so passionate about basketball, Landmark held its first live 3D HD NBA game televised live via satellite to the Magnolia Theater in Dallas 2 years later, in 2008. Esports has become more and more popular over the past decade or so, and Mark Cuban has obviously not missed the trend. Always trying to stay on top of the latest developments, he is one of the many investors paying attention. Although Cuban does not yet own any esports teams himself, he has made a few investments related to the growing sport. In 2015, the owner of the Dallas Mavericks reportedly invested $7 million into the startup Unikrn, a cryptocurrency-based esports betting platform. Talking about his investment, he told Innovation and Tech Today, "I think it is very important to put aside the United States. Gambling is legal in more than 100 countries. As esports grow, Unikrn will grow even faster." The sports theme seems to be a common thread in Mark Cuban's investment portfolio. After making esports-related investments in the summer of 2015, the multi-billionaire investor decided to go back to investing in real-life sports. It seemed like being the owner of a sports team wasn't enough for Cuban, so in February 2016, he purchased a principal ownership stake in a whole league, the Professional Futsal League. For those who have never heard of this sport, futsal, which is also called five-a-side indoor soccer, is the only official indoor soccer game recognized by FIFA. While it may not be as popular as outdoor soccer, the game is actually played by over 170 of FIFA's 209 member associations, and there are professional leagues on every continent, as well as a Futsal World Cup. As mentioned earlier, the sums of Mark Cuban's investments are rarely disclosed, and even though we all know that he has invested a big chunk of his money over the years, we had no idea how big of a chunk he actually invested in his biggest two holdings. The shark had previously revealed that the biggest position in his portfolio are made up by Amazon and Netflix, but didn't make the value of his investments public. While the billionaire had made it known that he is a big investor in Amazon on more than one occasion, it wasn't until September 2019 that he disclosed just how much he actually has invested in the online retail giant. In an interview with Fox Business Network, he revealed that he has close to $1 billion in Amazon stock, adding that it's his biggest holding. In August 2018, the richest of the sharks said that he had maybe 4 dividend stocks, 2 short positions, and Netflix and Amazon. In May 2019, Cuban then told CNBC that Netflix and Amazon were his 2 biggest holdings, and it had been that way for years. However, he didn't specify the amount he held during that interview, and it wasn't until later that he revealed that he is holding Amazon stock worth about a quarter of his entire net worth. Voice activation, integration, and convenience are 3 of the most important aspects every consumer electronics company is trying to incorporate into their products, with companies like Amazon and Google leading the way. We already mentioned that Mark Cuban has nearly a quarter of his fortune tied up in Amazon stocks, and he generally likes to be up to date with these latest trends in technology, and follows new developments and innovations in the tech world. Talking to Innovation and Tech Today in July 2019, he revealed which up-and-coming technologies he was most excited about, saying AI, robotics, nanotechnology, personalized medicine, and the combinations of all of the above. GPUs and miniaturization have enabled new levels of analysis that are changing the game every day. The Shark Tank investor also talked about the importance of voice technology, saying voice activation will change consumer electronics. I think any consumer electronic that is not voice or sensor activated will die off over time. This view explains why Cuban invested so much into Amazon, as the tech giant itself is quite focused on voice technology and integrating its devices. But just because he owns such a big amount of stock in Jeff Bezos' behemoth, Cuban doesn't overlook smaller companies. In fact, he's revealed that at the Consumer Electronics Show, he makes sure to pay special attention to the startups that are present, and he has been known to invest in up-and-coming tech companies. In his interview with Innovation and Tech Today, he said, "I walk around the outside aisles looking at the small companies from around the world. The ones that just have a table usually offer the most interesting tech." The NBA Dallas Mavericks, Amazon, and Netflix are obviously the biggest investments Mark Cuban has ever made, but he also has his stakes in Access TV and dozens of other small startups. While innovative ideas generally intrigue him, it is mission-driven companies that he really likes to invest in. He supported the Chicago-based company Luminade, for instance, which provides lighting to disaster areas, as well as the Global Teaching Project, which, according to its website, offers advanced courses for promising high school students in underserved communities. Cuban also invested in Mommy, a maternal healthcare tech company that aims to help women during the weeks and months after they've given birth. For this purpose, the company develops an app that is designed to better connect new moms with healthcare and support and offer tools like surveys to evaluate their postpartum emotional and physical health. Be sure to comment down below and let us know if we've missed something. Hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell to never miss an upload. Thank you very much for watching.